What's up, gaming warriors? Welcome back to Chief Rocky FPS. It's the Lord Grim here, and today we're back with another episode of Deadline Standard Issue. And for this video, I'm planning on doing the M27 IAR because Julius suggested that in the comment section of my C7A2 video, and I'm actually really excited to do this one because I already did the M16A4, which I think got replaced by the M27 IAR a few years ago. So that's the main reason why I'm so excited to cover it, because it's what replaced the legendary M16A4. And the M27 IAR is very cool because there's a lot of different, slight differences in how Marines set up their M27 IAR, which is really cool because that gives me some options to work with. So I'm planning on just looking at what I like from specific reference photos and putting it together, because that also gives anyone who's watching options for cloning it instead of having to just copy what I did, which is very nice. So yeah, with that intro out of the way, I'm just gonna go ahead and build this thing. Alright, gamers, we're in the gun builder, and to start, I think this is a good base, actually, because it has all the standard stuff you'd see on the M27 IAR. I think I'm actually gonna fold the iron sights here, and then the first thing we want to add, because a lot of photos do show this, is where is it? Yeah, it's this QDS suppressor, because that's seen very commonly on a lot of photos of the M27 IAR. And then the next thing we want to do is look at optic options. There's actually two common optics I see in a lot of photos. The first one is this big ACOG. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to mount an RMR up top here, which, I mean, if we could do that, I'd probably be wanting to use this more. But there's also a second option that I could use, which is LPVO. In this case, the Voodoo, because we don't have any other LPVOs, I don't think. Oh, it's right here, and I think it's about the same zoom options as the LPVO the Marines use in real life, because I do believe the Marines in real life use the something made by Trigicon, which also makes the ACOGs, but unfortunately we don't have that. So if you want to use an LPVO, I do recommend the Voodoo, because I mean that is like the only one we have. And also the nice thing about the Voodoo is there are multiple reticle options, from like green to like the normal red dot. I think for me personally, I'm just going to use a red dot because that's just my preferred way to use it. I do not really like this cross reticle, so I have it like that. And then there are two laser options I also see a lot. Either, which one? This big chunky boy, which I recommend mounting it on the side rail a bit more. Well, actually, let's actually see if the optic can clear that. Oh, it can. I think I'm gonna use the PEC 15 because it is a little bit lighter, and I do want that because this thing can get pretty heavy. Even compared to like the M16A4, it's pretty heavy, and it's for sure a lot heavier than the C7A2. And now for grips, the only one I can confirm was in some photos is this really tall one right here, the CAC VPG. I think I don't think it was that one. I also saw one like this. So like if you want to use this grip pod system, then you can. I think though, because I can confirm, I'm just gonna use the VPG, because I do know that was in one of the builds, which is perfect. And also sometimes you see the windowed PMag, so I'm just gonna slap that on there. And I also want to give it a mag assist, because that's what my preference is. And yeah, that's the build. Actually, I've got two things. First is the rail panels. Unfortunately, the rail panels that I've seen in a lot of photos are the ones that go in between the gaps between the little individual Picatinny slots right here. So because we don't have that, I like to either use the actually, I think part of the rail's clipping through that one. So usually I like to use any of the like pack rail panels, you know, whether it's the 9 rib or the 11 rib. But I think also if you prefer, you can probably use these actual defense ones, even though it does seem like it goes through the rail. I think for this video, I'm just gonna use the 9 rib because that's the only one that doesn't seem to be glitching into the handguard a little bit. So I'm gonna do that. And the last thing, I like running M855 because I'm fairly certain it's a very common NATO round. So I like using that, and the damage isn't bad. It's like at close range, it's like 65 damage, which isn't too bad. I think the penetration depth is worse compared to the C7A2 and the M16 A4, but I mean that's kind of expected because this has a 14.5 barrel instead of the full 20-inch barrel like the M16 A4 had. I'm gonna test this real quick. See if I like this. Yeah, and the nice thing about this LPVO is that you don't need to put backup irons if you don't want to, because I actually prefer using the lower zoom settings on this when it comes to close range, and there's still the option for point aiming like this. But I probably won't do it because it's a bit harder to do because obviously you got a big chunky optic in the way, and I'm pretty sure this thing can handle longer range pretty alright. You might be doing less damage, but the recoil shouldn't be a problem in semi-automatic. Let's actually try full auto, like right in front of these targets here, and see how this works. The recoil is pretty manageable, as you can see, as long as you do like short bursts, or actually let's try a long burst. Yeah, it's actually not that bad, especially if the target's right in front of you, obviously, then it's not going to be that bad. But yeah, that's how you build the M27 IAR. Oh, I forgot one thing. You have to have the M27 IAR receiver. Most important thing, I almost forgot about that. Yeah, and then that's the M27 IAR, and yeah, I'm just gonna get into the gameplay now and see how this thing performs. I have really high hopes for this thing because of how well the M16A4 performed, so yeah, let's get right into the gameplay. Alright, gamers, this is the gameplay portion of the video, and I'm curious to see how the M27 IAR is gonna do. I have really high hopes for it, since the M16A4 did perform very well. Oh, there's a guy over there. I don't think I got him. The only complaint I have about this build is it's quite heavy. Why? Because I chose to use the LPVO rather than the ACOG that I could have used. Oh? Did I kill him? No? Okay, now I did. Okay, I guess he just didn't notice me. But this does feel really good to use, even though it is very heavy. I can't quite remember what the ergo's like. Oh wait, he's dead. Yeah, and then also running the P320 as the secondary. I know that there is an option to turn it into the M18, which is the handgun the Marines use, but the only issue with it in-game is that, for whatever reason, the M18 just does not have rear irons. You cannot attach any rear irons, which is very, not great. Okay. 3 kills, it's not too bad. This match did start, quite late, though. And also, a part of the loadout, I have one M67 frag grenade. I chose the M67, just because it's more appropriate, since this is a Marine Corps build loadout. Because, I don't think the Marines use the F1 grenade at all. Nope. Denial might be actually a good use for the grenade. Away! Hopefully that gets him, or at least damages him. That might not have killed him, actually. Where did he go? No. Oh! No. Okay, I got 2 of them. Okay, this thing holds up very nicely. It's heavy, but that's like about the only complaint I have. Yeah, literally the only complaint I have is it's a bit on the heavier side, but that doesn't really bother me too much. And I kind of forgot what the ergo's looking like. Because I do know with the M16 IAR, I remember that thing was a little bit. It actually might have been lighter than this, but it still had it still felt good for like 60 ergo. And I know the C7 had even lower ergo, but it still felt very nice. Which I used to be a little bit of an ergo fiend, but ergo isn't everything. Because a lot of guns that have low ergo still feel good to use. Okay, since I just finished this match, it'd be perfect time to go ahead and take a look at the stats, because I have forgotten about most of them. Alright. Go ahead and take a look at these stats. Yeah, this is... The one thing I remember was the weight. It is very heavy. 4.37. And the ergonomics is at 59. I'm pretty sure the C782 was around 42 or something like that. And that still felt very good. This one feels a little bit slower than that. Also probably because it's heavy as hell and the C7 was not too heavy. And then the recoil is very good on this. 15, 17. So if you like lower recoil builds but don't mind weight or slightly less ergo, then I think this build is perfect for you. And the magazine capacity of 30. Plus, out of the 14.5 barrel that I have on this thing, it does like almost 70 damage at close range, which is very nice. Okay, and we've got complex. Perfect. I'm coming down here, no? Oh wait, there is someone. Bye, buddy. Okay, 2 for 1. Awesome. That it? Then I do also want to try using the P320. Oh no. Okay, I still got him. Thought I ran out of ammo there. But okay, that guy went crazy. He actually managed to get pretty far. I'm actually surprised I managed to dodge that. Okay, there's... Uh-oh. Woo! He almost killed me. Let me actually not stand there. I don't want to get absolutely wrecked. Yeah, he almost got me. Damn. What server am I even in? Oh, Dallas. Okay, so... Hopefully my ping shouldn't be too bad. Really hoping it isn't. Okay. Okay, now the teams are almost even. I'm actually tempted to reset and join the other team. This is kind of boring. Actually, no. Ah! As I say that, I get absolutely destroyed. Yeah, because I want to help these guys escape their spawn. And it's just gonna be more fun. Like this, rather than just spawn camping these guys. Okay, it looks like these guys already managed to escape the spawn camp. Okay, got him. Got him. Okay, this build's actually very nice. The semi-automatic fire of this is freaking awesome. Ah! Oh my god! Okay. Oh my... He built it like an LMG. That's nice. I'm actually gonna try going back where these guys are at. I think they have a good idea of just flanking through the bottom here. Yeah. Yeah, they're taking Alpha anyways. Oh, that's just our teammate. I was about to say, what the? Uh-oh. Okay. Great. Teammate had my back. Okay, now it's these guys that are getting spot camped. Let me not stay there. And that's exactly why you don't stay there. Okay, found 2 victims. What the hell? Yeah, do you need to be very careful? Ah! Okay, I wasn't sure which way he was coming from. Jeez. Actually, that setup doesn't look too bad. I'm glad that some people have, decent taste when it comes to building, weapons. Because, you can see some very cursed things in this game. Ouch. Yeah, but surprisingly, even the most cursed builds can actually be good in Deadline. Because it really doesn't matter about the stats sometimes. It's usually more about, the player's skill than anything else. Okay, hopefully that got someone. No. Yeah, no, they're still over there. Huh? Yeah, there's someone over there. Yeah. Ow. Oh my god! Okay, the suppression is crazy. Okay, yeah, I knew waiting was just the perfect thing to do there. Okay, now I'm really scared. I can hear them walking above me. Okay, let's take this nice, slow, and quiet. Okay. Let's go ahead and reload here. Run past here, I don't want to die. Okay, got him. Okay, now I'm getting in a bit of a groove here. Alright, gamers, that was the M27 IAR. I'm actually very impressed by how it handled. It did feel a little bit heavy. Maybe a little bit heavier than, compared to even the M16 IAR, which kind of surprised me. The Ergo also is a little bit less than the M16 IAR. For the M27, it's around 59, which, I actually didn't even feel that bad. For some reason, it did feel a little bit slower than the, C7. Probably because the C7 weighed a lot less, and this one obviously is pretty chunky. And, yeah, even with the 14.5 barrel, it does, like, 70 damage close range, which is about the same for the M16 IAR and the C7 A2. And both of them had, like, 20-inch rifle length barrels. Whereas this one obviously just has the 14.5 carbine barrel, which was very surprising. But, yeah, it's a very great gun. If you're more into the, like, newer Marine Corps service rifle, then I definitely can recommend it over the M16 IAR. And, yeah, I really do hope to do more, like, modern type service rifles, like the M27 IAR, because, there's a lot of cool ones out there. Even though most militaries seem to just be adopting a version of the 416. So yeah, it was a pretty great gun. It definitely surpassed my expectations, and yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for any other service rifles I should cover, go ahead and leave those down in the comments below. But I'll see you Game Warriors in the next one.